Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce Training. In previous videos, we have seen a lot of things like creating a custom object called position, and we have added many fields to that object. In this video, we are going to see validation rules. Okay, let's get started. Using validation rules, a record is prevented from being saved if it does not meet the standards that are specified. Validation rule contains a formula or expression that evaluates the data in one or more fields and returns a value true or false. Validation rule also includes an error message to display the user when the rule returns a value true due to an invalid value. See the picture there? If the name field and email field are left empty, our validation rule will show error message like your name cannot be empty, your email cannot be empty. So this is the concept behind validation rules. Okay. For our custom object called position, we are going to create a validation rule for minimum and maximum pay fields. Follow the steps in the slide to create a validation rule for a custom object. I will show you all the steps in the video. So this is the validation rule edit page. You have to enter a rule name and you have to make it as active rule. If you want, you can give some description. You have to enter error condition formula for your validation rule. Then you have to enter error message and the error location for your validation rule. Let's do all these things. I am playing the video. Now I am in recruiting app in position record. I am clicking on the gear icon at the top and clicking edit object. So now we are going to access our position object. In position object, select validation rules at the bottom. Click on new to create a new validation rule for our position custom object. For the rule name, I am going to give minimum pay rule as its name. I'm copying that and pasting over here. You have to make the rule active. Give some description. What's the description we are entering here? Minimum pay should never exceed maximum pay. So minimum pay currency field value should not exceed maximum pay currency field value in a position record. Then error condition formula is so we have completed all the steps in the slide. Now the error condition formula is minimum pay greater than maximum pay. You can type manually or you can paste. So click insert field and select the minimum pay field of position object and click insert. Now our minimum pay currency field is appearing here along with the namespace in my org. I am clicking insert operator and entering the greater than symbol, and again I am clicking insert field and selecting the maximum pay field of position object and I am clicking insert. Now our error condition formula is ready. Minimum pay greater than maximum pay. No syntax errors. I have checked using check syntax button. For error message, I am copying the error message from the slide. Minimum pay cannot exceed maximum pay. So using this error message, our users can find the error they have done with the field. minimum pay cannot exceed maximum pay. Error location is the is at the top of page. I am selecting the top of page. Then I am clicking save. We are done with the first validation rule for our position custom object. The page is loading. Yeah. So rule name is minimum pay rule with namespace prefix tab test. Error condition formula is minimum pay greater than maximum pay. Error message minimum pay cannot exceed maximum pay. Description minimum pay should never exceed maximum pay. Created by me, modified by me. The rule is active now. Error location top of page. Okay, everything is done. Now we are going to create one more validation rule for close date field. The steps are same like that of our first validation rule. What is the concept we are using here? Close date field should have a value when the status field is set to closed field or closed not approved. So when the status field values are closed field or closed not approved, during that time close date field should definitely have a value. If it is left blank, our validation rule will show a error message to the user. Okay. Our rule name is going to be close date rule. Okay, I will show all the steps in the video. What is the error condition formula we are going to use for the second validation rule? Is blank close date field, and if the pick list value of the status field is closed field or closed not approved, then during that time our validation rule will run. Okay. So I am going to enter all the steps in the video. So we are under object manager in position object under validation rules. Our first rule is displaying there. I am clicking on new to create our second validation rule for our custom position object. The rule name is going to be close date rule. Make it as active by selecting the active checkbox. It is selected by default. Close date must be specified when status is set to closed field or closed not approved. Enter the description there like this. Under functions, double click is blank function so that in the error condition formula, the is blank function will appear. Inside the is blank function, insert our position object minimum pay field. Close date field. Then click on insert operator and select and symbol, and then go to functions and select double click is pick val function. Delete the values inside the function. Click on insert field and select position with arrow mark so that you can insert the status field by clicking insert button there. Yeah, our status field is appearing there with the namespace of my org, the tab underscore test. Now we are going to insert status comma, we have to insert the values. So I have to select the closed field value from the slide and I have to paste there. After status, you have to enter the first value closed field and then click insert operator and enter OR operator and then double click is pick value function. Enter everything inside the is pick value function. And inside the isPick value function, you have to insert status field. We have inserted status comma. Now we have to type the second value, which is closed not approved. Okay. Our error condition formula is over. Now we have to check syntax by clicking the check syntax button. There are some errors. One error, what is that? Extra bracket. So delete that. Again check syntax. Now this time no errors found. Okay. Then go to error message. Type the error message there. Close date must be specified when status is set to closed. Now scroll down to the error location. This time select field option. Which field we want to show error message? Close date field. Near the close date field, our error message will appear. Save our validation rule. Okay. Everything is done with the second validation rule. Now we have to check our two validation rules for our custom position object. How to check the first validation rule? Go to Positions tab and click on New. Specify any value for the required position title field. Because that is the required field in the position record. Then give minimum pay field 80,000 as the value, and for maximum pay give 40,000 as its value. So this is wrong. Minimum pay is greater than maximum pay. So if you try to save the record, you will get an error message. How to check the second validation rule? Give the proper values for minimum pay field and maximum pay field. For example, 40,000 and 80,000 there. And then for status pick list field, if you give close not approved, and then if you didn't give value for close date field, and if you try to save the record, then error message pops up. Okay, like this you have to check the two validation rules. Let's go and check there. I'll show you in the video. We are in Position tab. Click on New to create a new record. Give some value for position title, as that is a required field on the page layout, because it is having that red color mark star there. Give 80,000 as the value for minimum pay field and 40,000 for maximum pay field. So minimum pay is greater. So if you try to save the record, see, we hit a snag. Minimum pay cannot exceed maximum pay. Like that, we are getting error message if you enter wrong values. Okay. Now we have to check our second validation rule. We have checked our first one. It showed us an error message when we tried to enter wrong values for minimum pay and maximum pay currency fields. This time, click on New to create a record. Give some value for this position title required field. Give some values for minimum and maximum pay, proper values. That is, minimum pay should be less than maximum pay. Then only it will allow us to save the record. This time, select close not approved for status field and leave the close date field empty. try to save the record. See, we are seeing error message, but this time it is appearing near the close date field. As we have selected the error location as close date field. Also, if you select close not approved, closed field, we are getting the error message. So our condition is satisfied. Now if I select closed cancelled and try to save the record, we can save the record because we have given only two conditions. Closed not approved and closed filled only, not for closed cancelled. So it is allowing us to save the record. Okay, so our validation rules are working properly. So that's all for today's class. We'll see the other topics in later videos. Thank you.